Assessment of Learning Outcomes in the K-12 Program, used in 2015.
This is Jack's Insights. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates.
We'll start by knowing the components of the summative assessment. Written works, WW, performance tasks, PT, quarterly assessment, QA. The purposes of written works are: assess learners' understanding of concepts and application of skills, prepare learners for quarterly assessment. Written works are given at the end of a topic or a unit. Performance tasks, the purposes are: involve students in the learning process, give students opportunities to demonstrate and integrate their knowledge, understanding, and skills. Given at the end of a lesson focusing on a skill lesson. They can be given several times during the quarter. Additional purposes of the performance tasks. Give students the freedom to express their learning in appropriate and diverse ways. Encourage student inquiry, integration of knowledge, understanding, and skill in various contexts. The purpose of the quarterly assessment. To synthesize the learning skills, concepts, and values learned in an entire quarter. Given once, at the end of the quarter. The grading system. The K-12 basic education program uses a standards-based and competency-based grading system. All grades will be based on the weighted score of the learner's summative assessments. The minimum grade to pass a specific learning area is 60, which transmuted to 75 in the report card. This is now the distribution of weights of the different components in the different learning areas. For language, AP, and ESP, the WW is 30%, PT is 50%, and QA is 20%. For science and math, WW is 40%, PT is also 40%, and QA is 20%. For the MAPE and EPP or TLE, the WW is 20%, PT 60%, and QA is 20%. Let's have a sample computation. Suppose we have these data. The first column is the step in computing the quarterly grade. In these data, we have 7 written works, with the corresponding raw scores and highest possible scores, in which the total of all the raw scores is 145. And the total of all the highest possible scores is 160. For the PT, we have 6 pints, and the total raw scores is 100, the HPS is 120. For the QA, 40 is the raw score and 50 is the highest possible score. Step 2. Divide the total raw score by the highest possible score, then multiply the quotient by 100. The percentage score of WW is 90.63. The performance task is 83.33. The percentage score of QA is 80. Suppose these data are for the math subject. Then we will follow the distribution of weights for the math subject in this example. In the third step, convert percentage scores to weighted scores. Multiply the percentage score by the weight of each component. The weighted score of written works is 27.19. The weighted score of performance tasks is 41.67. The weighted score of quarterly assessment is 16. Step 4. Add the weighted scores of each component. The result will be the initial grade. So, the initial grade is 84.86. Step 5. Transmute the initial grade using the transmutation table. Then, the initial grade is equivalent to 90. That is the quarterly grade in math for the first quarter. How are grades computed at the end of the school year? To compute the final grade of a particular area, get the sum of all the quarter grades divided by 4. For the general average, sum of all the final grades of all the learning areas divided by the total number of learning areas. This is a sample report card. This is the inside portion of the report card. Now, how to interpret the general average of a student? So, we have descriptors for every grading scale. 90 to 100, that is outstanding with remarks of passed. Very satisfactory for 85 to 89. Satisfactory for 80 to 84. Fairly satisfactory for 75 to 70. And did not meet expectations is the descriptor for below 75, which has remarked of failed. How are learners promoted or retained at the end of the school year? As a general policy, a final grade of 75 in all learning areas allows the student to be promoted to the next grade level. These are the requirements and decisions for the learner's promotion and retention. For grades 1 to 3, the first requirement is that the final grade of at least 75 in all learning areas. The decision is promoted to the next grade level. The second requirement, if a student did not meet expectations in not more than 2 learning areas. The student must pass remedial classes for learning areas with a failing mark to be promoted to the next level. Otherwise, the learner is retained in the same grade level. Third, did not meet expectations in not more than 3 learning areas. The decision is to remain in the same grade level. This is for grades 4 to 10 learners. The requirements and decisions are the same. This is for grades 6 and 10 learners. The requirement must pass all learning areas in the elementary. The decisions, earn the elementary certificate, then promoted to junior high school. For the junior high school or grade 10, must pass all learning areas in junior high school. Earn the junior high school certificate. Promoted to senior high school. For the students who will undergo remedial classes, they will have the recomputed final grade. The remedial class mark, RCM, is the equivalent of the final grade for remedial classes. The final grade at the end of the school year and the remedial class mark are averaged. The teacher of the remedial classes issues the certificate of the recomputed final grade, which is noted by the school principal. This is submitted to the division office and must be attached to both Form 137 and School Form Number 5. This is the format of the certificate of the recomputed final grade. Must have the signature of the remedial class teacher, the school principal. Thank you for viewing the video. I hope you get something about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.